Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq, with daily insight on the Nasdaq 100 index, or the NDX, which is made up of 100 of the largest domestic and international non-financial innovative companies listed right here on the Nasdaq stock market. The NDX has been the barometer for U.S. large cap growth and also one of the best performing indexes over the last decade and a half, not to mention one of the most liquid index ecosystems in the world. Let's take a look at our first chart of the day, which is about 30 minutes into the trading session. The Nasdaq 100 is trading sharply lower along with the broader market as investors deal with the global economic impact of the coronavirus. Oil and bond yields just minutes after the U.S. markets opened 9:34 Eastern. A market-wide circuit breaker was hit. More on that in just a minute. The biggest news over the weekend was the quarantine imposed on over 16 million Italians, more than a quarter of its population, when the government closed much of the northern region of the nation on Sunday. So what's a circuit breaker? Market-wide circuit breaker, it's a decline in the S&P 500 index of 7% from the prior day's close that occurs before 3:35 p.m. Eastern. That triggers a 15-minute trading halt across all exchanges. If the S&P 500 continues to decline following the resumptions of trading and reaches a 13% decline from the prior day close before 3:35, there would be an additional 15-minute trading halt. A 20% decline at any time halts trading for the remainder of the trading day. Here's our next chart. Oil, 3-day. Take a look at that movement there. Oil prices plummeting over 30% on the overnight, its biggest plunge since the Gulf War in 1991. Saudi Arabia over the weekend slashed crude prices and is preparing to increase production in a direct attack against market share in Russia. The move came in response after talks between OPEC and their allies collapsed on Friday, with Russia refusing to agree to a Saudi-led plan for additional crude production cuts. Elsewhere, in response to oil and ongoing concerns with the coronavirus, the dollar fell to its lowest level in 18 months amid expectations of further rate cuts from the Federal Reserve, while gold broke through a level we've not seen for the first time in 8 years, and 10-year U.S. Treasury bond yield tumbled to a new record low of 4.47%. Let's take a look at some Nasdaq 100 companies and how they're responding to coronavirus. Apple is giving employees at most of the company's offices work from home March 9th through the 13th, while Biogen ordered all of its workers to work from home until further notice, following employees who attended a Boston management meeting tested positive for coronavirus. Finally, and unrelated to the coronavirus, Amazon has inked several deals with customers to license its automated checkout technology. Another very busy week on tap from the Nasdaq market site in New York City. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.